The healing process is like, I thought I got over it, and it's been a year, and something triggered me, and now I'm in my car crying. The healing process is I'm still screaming and angry about something that happened a long time ago that I thought that I had gotten through. A lot of people don't choose not to heal because of how hard it is. Healing is, right? It's like an emotional battle between you and yourself. Every day you have to choose you. So it's a very real experience, and people say go heal, like it's easy, like it's quick. It's not. It's a long, hard process, but when you do it, baby, I swear to God, you crying. Woo! So I'm telling you, when you do it, that glow up, right? Because what happens when we do heal is, yes, it still hurts a little, but we look at our journey and everything that we've been through, and that same cut, that same wound will not hurt you again. You cannot hurt me from something that I have healed from, okay? But in the same token, we cannot heal if we keep on touching the f***ing stove.
You have to be willing to lose everybody. And I mean that. If you are truly on a journey to loving yourself, if you're on a journey to changing your life and changing your world completely, you have to be entirely invested. You cannot be halfway in. At some point, you're going to have to be willing to cross the bridge and burn it, because you don't need a path back to who you used to be. Because the truth is, who you were does not serve you. Who you were built as, and all the pain and neglect and the abandonment, who you were was built out of what happened to you. And if you really want a different life, you have to be willing to leave that behind. And that might just cost you people. Because everybody is not for where you are going. Everybody is not for the life that you say you want. Some people only fit in your life when you were that old version of yourself. Throughout this journey, it may look like a complete disaster on the way, because you might lose people, and you definitely gonna lose comfort. You're going to lose what feels familiar, but that is what happens when you stop being who you had to be and start becoming who you need to be. That's the price. And this is why your life has not changed, because you are still trying to drag dead weight into a destiny that requires freedom.
The more that you heal, the meaner you get. And this usually shows up in two specific ways. First, you stop over-explaining yourself. You stop softening your boundaries so other people feel comfortable. You don't say yes out of guilt anymore. You say yes because you actually want to. And you're not trying to be liked, chosen, or approved of. You're choosing yourself instead. And to the people who benefited from your previous lack of boundaries, that feels like you've changed. Second, you become ruthless with your energy. Not cold, not avoidant, just clear. You stop forcing connections that cost you your peace. You don't need closure conversations or dramatic exits. You just quietly disengage, because healing teaches you that peace is more important than proximity. So yeah, you might be a little bit meaner. You might seem bitchier, but really, you're just no longer available for chaos, manipulation, or self-abandonment. And that's not mean, that's growth.
Y'all, somebody said this to me today, and I was like, okay, check me. To heal a wound, you have to stop touching it. And for the girls that get it, the girls that get it, understand. And that's for everybody. In order for you to heal a wound, you have to stop touching it. Not put a fucking Band-Aid over it and keep checking to see, is it healed yet? Do I need to put more ointment on it? You just got to stop touching it. You got to stop touching it. Because guess what? A scab is never going to grow over it, and you're never going to have that new layer of skin if you keep touching it. I don't have to say what's in between, because y'all understand what I'm trying to say here. In order for you to heal a wound, you got to start touching it. I don't have to say what's in between, because y'all understand what I'm trying to say here. In order for you to heal a wound, you got to start touching it.
You were celibate for 7 years. What became clear for you during that time that you didn't expect?
Coming from a toxic situation of someone not appreciating you, taking advantage, Also, narcissism, I really wasn't educated on that situation. So pouring into you and seeing all the benefits of preserving your energy and then applying it to your life, your family, what you love, whom you love, you know, the core you, and finding yourself through sometimes the necessary instances that shape you into a healer, into a leader, into a testimony. Those are the greatest blessings. So I don't shy away from that. I own it. It wasn't even a choice, it just kind of happened. You don't have to conform to society all the time because that's what's expected of you. And that's just an honest, true part of my story.
Your glow-up journey begins where it hurts. There's a quote by Rumi, and it says, "The wound is where the light enters." I remember the first time I heard this quote, and it was so impactful for me because a lot of people ask me, how did you glow up? How did you level up? How did you become your higher self? It wasn't this pretty journey that was all Pilates and green juice and manifestation and journaling. It started because I was hurt. It started because I was pissed off. It started because I was fed up. It started because I was angry at my partner back then, angry at myself for accepting that treatment, angry that I was in law school and I hated law school, angry at my friends who I felt like didn't understand what I was going through, but simultaneously I wasn't communicating what I was going through. Don't get me wrong, you are not responsible for what happened to you in your life, but it is your responsibility to heal, to grow up. At a certain point, you have to stop blaming your parents for how you act. Number one, acknowledge the wound, that breakup, that job loss, that failure, that hurt. It didn't break you, it revealed you. Two, we've got to reframe. God never wants to punish us. The pain isn't punishment, it's direction, it's redirection. Number three, here's a glow up truth. Nothing changes you until you realize you are more than what hurt you. Your glow up doesn't start when your life is perfect. It starts when you refuse to stay wounded. Love you.
I suggest that you get up in the morning and the first thing you do is you go to the mirror. Before you go to the bathroom or do anything, you know, when you're really at your most delightful, go to the mirror and say, I love you. And what can I do for you today to make you happy? And you may not get an answer for a while because that part of you doesn't trust you. But if you start doing that, you'll find a very good connection. A very healing thing to do is just a couple of times a day for a month or so is to look in a mirror in your own eyes and say, I love you. I really, really love you. And just let all those feelings come up and notice them. And if it's difficult for you to do that, notice that it's difficult for you to look in your own eyes and say, I love you. And ask yourself, now where did that nonsense come from? Remember, little tiny babies, when they're born, they absolutely adore themselves. And they're totally open, and they're full of love. They express themselves freely. They ask for what they want. They love their bodies from the top of the toe to the top of their head to the tip of their toes because nobody's taught them guilt and shame. They know how wonderful they are. And then somewhere along the line, we get this idea that we're not good enough. And we start putting our tape measures around our waistline to tell us if we're acceptable. Or we read magazines that say we have to be a certain height or a certain weight before we're acceptable. Or we listen to the media that says we have to use a certain deodorant before we're acceptable. You know, it just doesn't make sense. We are absolutely divine, magnificent expressions of life, all of us.